Okay, boom. AllStar JR is cooked. I'm talking about, man, hey, put that boy on the skillet, man, and make some shrimp fried rice. AllStar JR is definitely going to prison. Y'all gotta understand something, bro. He was a felon in possession of a firearm. You see what I'm saying? Now, don't get it wrong. I know everybody like, oh, he didn't start nothing. It don't freaking matter. Once you execute the threat and somebody is no longer the threat, you cannot take that pistol and go chase down anybody that did you something. Once you eliminate the threat, you have to put the gun down, man, and let it be what it be. AllStar JR, man, you know, he did some Detroit shit. He did some John Wick. Where you going? Nah. And kept on, you know what I'm saying, doing his thing, right? Now, y'all go look up Detroit history. You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody can keep thinking Detroit sweet, and niggas go show you cookies. But nah, man, Detroit definitely have a long reputation of playing ball. You see what I'm saying? But in the state of Mississippi, in the state of Texas, you understand me? They don't play that shit. You know what I'm saying, nigga? You eliminated the threat. You ran off, busting at some other people inside the restaurant, jeopardizing multiple people. Them bullets could have flew anywhere, hit somebody in the neck, the head, put them in a wheelchair. Innocent civilian was also shot at the same time. Y'all gotta understand something, bro. I know everybody want him to be the hero, but nigga, JR is the zero. I'm talking about, nigga, it's looking bad for him, bro. Looking bad. I don't care what Dogface say. Woo. That's all that barking and shit. Hey, a hit dog go holler. You understand me? So right now, man, we finna get into the content, man. Yeah, it just looks bad, man. He kind of lost it. You see what I'm saying? The fact that them dudes robbed him and shit, he spazzed out. He blacked out. You know what I'm saying? He wanted blood for what he did, but he went back to NBA Ben10 and boom. Emptied the whole clip on that boy. He was no longer a threat. He was already on the ground. His back was down on the ground. There was no more reasons to fire any firearm at him. So, you know, let's get into this content, man. I'm going to let y'all be the judge and the jury. Let's get it. Let's go. This is a 1090 Jake video. This is for educational purposes. You know, this is fair use. Let's go.
Some bad news for Detroit's #1 defensive player of the year. AllStar JR is going to prison. And in this video, I'm going to explain why. Quick pause, because this might actually help you out. If you've ever needed access to your money before payday, there's a banking app called Current. Possession of a firearm is now scheduled for July 6th, and it would show the federal paperwork literally showing 9 a.m. This shit's gonna happen, and the estimated trial time is gonna be 3 days. Now, comments: about a 1% chance trial proceeds that soon, and a 99% chance it will be adjourned. And this is the thing, this whole shit happened, the shooting, in April, and trial is already set. There's not much reason for it to be delayed because there isn't an overwhelming amount of new evidence that they're going to be able to bring showing that he didn't have a gun.
I got one challenge for you. Try Whisper Flow once.
One time. It's bad for him, bro.
I promise you'll understand why.
Now, taking a quick look at the criminal complaint, this happened back on April 8th, 2026. Now, skipping through all the paperwork, this is a photo of AllStar JR hitting the Motown Boogie as he is firing. You can see all the fire coming out of that. And I'm going to be careful about how I scroll through this because you can see Ben10 slumped on the floor.
Man, I know a lot of people saying, man, hey, that nigga didn't, hey, man, them niggas came for him. Hey, that nigga was having a good time with his little female little thing, man. He was eating his food, chilling, and them dudes pressed that boy, and he gave them what they was looking for. That's not how it's played in the United States, man. You can't just, first of all, when you're a felon, you know you can't own a firearm. You know, only time you can use a firearm unless your life is an imminent threat and you choose to survive. If not, you lay down and die. Now, this is the cold part about it, though, right? Texas is finna really show that boy how they get down. He ran from Texas. You never corresponded back to them. You never talked to them. You ran back to Detroit and made multiple videos. You did the Ben 10 dance, do the Ben 10. I mean, you over here, nigga, got niggas making the video viral, laying down, imitating him, getting every time you shoot him, his body rock and jump. Bro, they finna, man, look, to the streets, y'all can have y'all opinion. They don't give a hey, look, he's finna be judged by 12. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Hey, it's bad, bro. It's really, really bad. They got the footage, bro. They got all this footage. Everybody playing doctors, devil's advocates, saying, oh man, he's finna get out of jail. Man, he ain't gonna do that. Bullshit. Anytime that he has to do is too much time for him defending himself, gang. It's too much. Let's go.
Completely blurred out, but you know, YouTube will demonetize that in 2 seconds because the YouTube bots will assume it's a dead guy. Now you can also see JR apparently chasing. It says John Doe number 2 and others run out of the frame towards the elevator. JR continues shooting as everyone is running away and shoots additional rounds at John Doe number 2's direction.
That's where they go cook him at, gang. Right there. That's where they finna have a field day. He was no longer a threat. And everybody else, they ran. You decided to take that firearm knowing that it was innocent civilians there. And you know, man, that's crazy, bro. John Wick and some chasing that, running the nigga. You can't hunt a man down in a restaurant, bro, and think that, nah, you in the clear. He was more upset over that jury. See, once he made sure that Ben 10 was no longer an imminent threat, he decided to double back. Oh, nah, them niggas got my jury. Fuck that. Nigga, hey, we finna bump. You could have, you put multiple people's lives in danger. You see what I'm saying? And people don't want to think about that. They only thinking about him and what happened to him. But once he eliminated that threat, it should have been over with. You see what I'm saying? Nigga, why you run? Why did you run? That means you jumped on a plane and got up out of there before they could even put you know what I'm saying? What's that shit? A warrant for your name. You know what I'm saying? You did it wrong, bro. You did it wrong. You know you was a felon in another state and you shot some people inside a restaurant in another state. He got scared. He got paranoid. You see what I'm saying? He didn't know how to handle it. So he did the best thing, nigga. He didn't want to go answer them people. I get it. But at the same time, nigga, how you explain the fact that when they was running, you chased that man down? You see what I'm saying? In the restaurant. That's some real movie-ish. Boom, 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 boom. Inside the restaurant. People are scared for their lives, running, screaming, thinking they gonna get hit. Boy, I can say, boy, you did some gangster shit to the streets. Everybody like, man, that's a real nigga, man. That nigga from Detroit, hey. But that nigga finna do some real time too, man. You know, a lot of niggas be sitting back drinking their champagne like, shit. Damn, that nigga real nigga. But nigga, yeah, you finna be sitting in that kennel in that bathroom for a couple years. Let's go.
This right here is going to be one of the main things that they're going to say is he didn't need to do. If you've defended yourself as a felon, the second that threat is neutralized, you can no longer possess that gun. So you can't go and chase after whoever else was present just because you feel tried and you're prideful or you're angry, because now you're a felon in possession. Now this picture right here kind of seals the deal. Ford, JR, returns to where Ben 10 is lying motionless on his back. This right here, motionless, it's not even letting me highlight it, so now I just look stupid. Motionless on his back, and fires another 2 rounds at Ben 10 from a few feet away. Ben 10's body jolts suddenly as 1 round appears to strike him before going motionless again. Now that is a savage picture. If I was AllStar JR and I miraculously beat that case, I would make that a t-shirt, a portrait. I'd get it painted, put it up on my wall. The day they tried to rob me and I stood over him and fired into him, right? So they're saying Ben 10 was paralyzed off the first shot. When he initially got shot standing up, paperwork says he immediately hit the floor. AllStar JR chases the other ones to the elevator, firing. Whatever hits whoever. I think they said the other kid that got hit, whatever his name was, Dead End Ron. Finger got shot off. He's leaking out in the elevator bad. They had a whole blood trail from the elevator to the parking lot where they found him. So he got hit bad. I think got hit in the artery in the leg, but somehow survived. Then JR comes back and stands over Ben 10, firing 2 more times, one of them making his body jolt as he's hit by the bullet. This right here, I don't know how they could defend this because of the fact that he wasn't a threat.
Chat. Now, I know it's been a lot of chatter about this. How you explain that right there? How do you explain that? How do you really put yourself in a situation where you can say, oh, well, you know, they started it. You know what I'm saying? Man, it's just crazy, man. Hey, man, hey, what he did, bro, he didn't start that, but he finished it. You know, and it's a consequence, man. It's a price for that life. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. Man, sip champagne, man, and caviar wishes, man. You know, we gotta do better than that, you know. But y'all let me know in the chat what y'all think, man. How do you explain that? What do you tell them? You see what I'm saying? Like, why did you go back and finish him off? What was your motive? You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. Y'all let me know.
And again, you can only defend yourself as a felon if you're about to die. Like if there's no other option than to get that gun and use it. But at the point that there is no longer a threat, if you continue possessing that weapon, you're a felon in possession. Ben 10 was clearly not a threat as his whole shit shut down, and he still stood over and shot him on video. All right, I really got to finesse this next part so I don't show y'all something I don't want to see, because Ben 10's laid out on the picture above and in this picture. But in this picture, you can see JR clearly right here, and his arm is extended and he's firing again. And the paperwork would state, JR paces around the floor for approximately 8 seconds as the female he was with attempts to interact with him. JR then fires another round at NBA Ben 10 in his direction and exits the frame towards the elevators. So after standing over him and shooting into his fucking body and shooting a second time, JR walked away or just paced around. And for 8 seconds, he thought about, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Fuck that. Boom! And it fires again before leaving. But 20 seconds later, he comes back, still holding the gun. JR points it at NBA Ben 10 again. This is the 3rd time he stood over him, who appears to still be unconscious. JR appears to attempt to fire another round, but the handgun slide appears locked back, indicating it's out of ammunition. So JR, you can see the slides locked back. You can see the barrel right there. JR didn't just stand over him. He stood over him 3 different times. Shot him twice, or at least 2 different times. I don't even know how many times he shot him. He shot and then he jerked and then he leaned over the table after pacing around and tried to shoot him again. I don't know if it actually hit him. And then he came back again, probably tried to finish him, but there was no more bullets in the gun. He stood over Ben 10 3 different times, and somehow this kid's still alive. And at this point in time, JR would stand over Ben 10 and strike him in the face with the gun, pistol whipping him while he's on the floor. On video, they were able to capture JR wiping the handgun down before hiding it behind this counter right here. And this is going to be his main defense. His defense is going to be, look, I didn't leave with the gun. I didn't keep the gun. I just wiped it off and I left it there where no one could see it so nobody could grab it and try to use it against me. But where he's fucked, and why I say he's going to prison, is because there was no longer a threat when he stood over Ben 10, shooting him shooting at him, attempting to shoot him again, and pistol whipping him. And through that entire time, even though if you count it up, if it's only like 1 minute and 30 seconds, that's still 1 minute and 30 seconds of a felon in possession of a firearm. There was no threat. There was no need. Do I agree with it? No, I don't. I honestly feel like if you can be...
They not gonna go off of, actual situation. They gonna go off what the law is. They going off the books. You see what I'm saying? Like, nigga, like, come on, bro. Y'all gotta keep it all the way real, my nigga. Yeah, Ben10 deserved what he had coming to him. But overkill, overdoing it, bro. Like, come on, even in war. You can't go in war and do some crazy stuff. They got guidelines in war, how you assassinate and how you do it. You know what I'm saying? You can't, come on, if somebody surrender, you still can't just, you know what I'm saying, get it off. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro, he was wrong, bro. It's not about him starting it. You see what I'm saying? Nigga should have just, he should have figured that shit out, but he kind of knew. I think now I know why he ran. He ran because he knew he overdid it and he had to get his business in order. On top of that, shit, he had a small window. He knew he overdid it. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, he had to do what he had to do. He got famous. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't able to get the bag because, shit, the numbers just started snapping. So, and the cold part about it, if he doing over 5 years in the feds, I mean, whatever, if it go federal, if he's doing 5 to 7, bro, his music style is probably it's gonna be hard to recover, because he didn't have a big name before he took off. That new fame, he got famous by doing some gangster shit. He was lit in Detroit, but nationwide, nah, he wasn't. Nobody knew who he was until this situation. A couple people, but you can't say the whole world know who he is. You know what I'm saying? He would have been, he ain't never made no number one. He ain't never went platinum, went gold, so so AllStar JR, keep your head up, baby boy. Let's go.
Released from prison, you should have your rights back, or there should be some type of probationary period, like a parole, in which you're released from prison, and if in set amount of years you don't get in trouble again, all rights should be back because you've proved that you've beat the recidivism rate. Because I beat the statistics. Realistically, I was released from prison. I haven't gone back. I beat the statistics. Most people go back within a set amount of time. I think it's within like 3 years. So if you can last a certain amount of time, you should be giving your rights back. You should always be able to defend yourself with zero stipulation at all. You disarmed an attacker, saved your own life, saved your property that you worked for. I believe that. So do I agree with this? No. Don't take it as I think he should go to prison. I don't. But I think he will. Now, as we saw from what Remo posted, trial date has been set. They're ready to go. Like I said, I don't see what there is to fight in the situation. I don't see how he's going to be able to be like, hey, I was still defending myself when I stood over him and pistol whipped him and this and that. And I'm glad he's not facing additional charges for that shit. That's also pretty fucking crazy. And then
not even that, like JR, this what JR did. JR even said you pistol slapped him. You admitted to pistol slapping him. You understand how crazy that shit is? And you said you spit on that nigga? You spit on this nigga and pistol slapped him. And then, come on, gang. You gotta own something to this shit, cuz. It ain't no other way. You was man enough to do that, man. Be man enough to, that, hey, everybody understand it was heroic what you did, but you overdid it. And there's a consequence to it. Let's go.
Hot Wheels, Ben10 got shot right after this. According to the news, Baton Rouge rapper Ben10 identified as one of 3 shot on Wells Street. Ben10, a known associate of fellow Baton Rouge rapper NBA YoungBoy, was shot in Baton Rouge on Tuesday, just over a month after he was shot in Houston. Real name Ben Anthony Fields was identified as one of 3 people injured in a shooting on Wells. Fields and the other 2 people were taken to a hospital in a private vehicle. In early April, he was shot in Houston. Just some advice for Ben 10. If you're getting shot in every state you go to, you need to just sit the fuck down and stop hanging out with certain people, bro. Because you're getting hit in cities that ain't yours, and then you're getting hit in your own city. And I don't even know how he survived this one, because he already got put in a wheelchair, and then he got shot out his wheels in Baton Rouge. And I'm not saying this shit to be funny. I'm saying this shit to be fucking serious, homie. Sit down, figuratively, literally, like get the fuck away from people, bro, because you just keep catching shots and shit is not going smooth for you. But as far as AllStar JR, I believe he's going to prison. He's facing up to 15. If they give him a deal, he could walk with maybe 5 or less years, because that's usually the average for a felon in possession of a firearm. But if he fails to accept that plea, if he's even been offered one, he could face a whole lot more. Let me know y'all's thoughts and comments.
All right, y'all. Y'all like hype? Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. We got more content on the way. And yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Let's get it. Let's go.